Hello, everyone. Sorry it's a little past noon Central Standard Time, but it's probably going to be a little past noon when I go live from now on because I might go start going live 12:30 because what the deal is at 11 Central Standard Time, Young and Restless comes on here in Oklahoma, and that is my show. I have to watch it. So, unless it's not a very good storyline going on that day, I am like hooked on the show. And I've been hooked on the since I was a teenager. So that's that's why I go live a few minutes after noon. Today we will be going and looking more into bipolar disorder, and I'm going to the NAMI website until I can figure out how to share screen. There's the web. Yeah, right, go there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. On the National Alliance on Mental Illness for Bipolar Disorder, for symptoms, it says symptoms and their severity can vary. A person with bipolar disorder may have distant manic or depressed states, but may also have extended periods, sometimes years, without symptoms. A person can also experience both extremes simultaneously or in rapid sequence. Severe bipolar episodes of mania or depression may include psychotic symptoms such as hallucinations or delusions. Usually, these psychotic symptoms mirror a person's extreme mood. People with bipolar disorder who have psychotic symptoms can be wrongly diagnosed as having schizophrenia. Mania. To be diagnosed, can't speak today. To be diagnosed with bipolar disorder, a person must have experienced at least one episode of mania or hypomania. Hypomania is a milder form of mania that doesn't include psychotic, can't speak today, psychotic episodes. People with hypomania can often function well in social situations or at work. Some people with bipolar disorder will have episodes of mania or hypomania many times throughout their life. Others may experience them only rarely. Although people with bipolar may find an elevated mood of mania appealing, especially if it occurs after depression, the quote unquote high does not stop at a comfortable or controllable level. Moods can rapidly become more irritable, behavior more unpredictable, and judgment more impaired. During periods of mania, people frequently behave impulsively, make reckless decisions, and take unusual risks. Most of the time, people in manic states are unaware of the negative consequences of their actions. With bipolar disorder, suicide is an ever present danger because some people become suicidal even in manic states. Learning from prior episodes what kinds of behavior signals quote unquote red flags of manic behavior can help manage the symptoms of the illness. Depression. The lows of bipolar depression are often so debilitating that people may be unable to get out of bed. Typically, people experiencing a depressive episode had difficulty falling and staying asleep, while others sleep far more than usual. When people are depressed, even minor decisions, such as what to eat for dinner, can be overwhelming. They may become obsessed with feelings of loss, personal failure, guilt, or helplessness. This negative thinking can lead to thoughts of suicide. The depressive symptoms that obstruct a person's ability to function must be present nearly every day for a period of at least 2 weeks for a diagnosis. Depression associated with bipolar disorder may be more difficult to treat and require a customized treatment plan. Causes. Scientists have not yet discovered a single cause of bipolar disorder. Currently, they believe several factors may contribute, including genetics. Chances of becoming bipolar disorder are increased if a child's parents or siblings have the disorder, but the role of genetics is not absolute. A child from a family with a history of bipolar disorder may never develop the disorder. Studies of identical twins have found that even one of the twins develop the disorder, the other may not. Stress. A stressful event, such as a death in the family, an illness, a difficult relationship, a divorce, or financial problems, can trigger a manic or depressive episode. Thus, a person handling of stress may also play a role in the development of the illness. Brain structure and function. Brain scans cannot diagnose bipolar disorder, yet researchers have identified subtle differences in the average size or activation of some brain structures in people with bipolar disorder. Diagnosis. To diagnose bipolar disorder, a doctor may perform a physical examination, conduct an interview, and order lab tests. While bipolar disorder cannot be seen on a blood test or body scan, these tests can help rule out other illnesses that can resemble that disorder, such as hyperthyroidism. If no other illnesses or medicines, such as steroids, are causing the symptoms, the doctor may recommend mental health care. To be diagnosed with mental or bipolar disorder, a person may have experienced at least one episode of mania or hypomania. Mental health care professionals use the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM, to diagnose the type of bipolar disorder a person may be experiencing. To determine what type of bipolar disorder a person has, mental health care professionals assess the patterns of symptoms and how impaired the person is during their most severe episodes. There are 4 types of bipolar disorder. And again, if you want to read all the information that I'm reading to you guys, the web link that I just posted in the chat is where you can go find it. There are 4 types of bipolar disorder. There is bipolar 1 disorder, and that is an illness in which people have experienced one or more episodes of mania. Most people diagnosed with bipolar 1 have episodes of both mania and depression through an episode of depression, though an episode of depression is not necessary for a diagnosis. To be diagnosed with bipolar 1, a person's manic episodes must last at least 7 days or be so severe that hospitalization is required. Bipolar 2 is a subset of bipolar disorder in which people experience depressive episodes shifting back and forth with hypomanic episodes, but never a full manic episode. Okay, this one I'm going to so mispronounce. Cyclo I think that's how you pronounce it, disorder, or cyclothymia, thymia is chronically unstable mood state in which people experience hypomania and mild depression for at least 2 years. People with cyclothymia may have brief periods of normal mood, but these periods last less than 8 weeks. Bipolar disorder, quote unquote, other specified, and quote unquote, unspecified, is when a person does not meet the criteria for bipolar 1, 2, or the other word that I can't pronounce, but has still experienced periods of clinically significant abnormal mood elevation. There is treatment for this. There is psychotherapy, such as cognitive therapy and family-focused therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, RUX, because I believe that's the one I'm taking right now, in counseling. I'll talk with that later down closer towards the end of the year when I get further along. Medications such as mood stabilizers, antipsychotic medications, to a lesser extent, antidepressants. Self-management strategies like education and recognition of an episode's early symptoms. Complementary health approaches such as aerobic exercise, meditation, faith and prayer can support but not replace treatment. It says the largest research project to assess what treatment methods work for people with bipolar disorder is the Systematic Treatment Enhancement for Bipolar Disorder, otherwise known as STEP-BD or STEP-BD. STEP-BD followed over 4,000 people diagnosed with bipolar disorder over time with different treatments. There's related conditions. People with bipolar disorder can also experience anxiety, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, or substance use disorders / dual diagnosis. Ooh, boy. People with bipolar disorder and psychotic symptoms can be wrongly diagnosed with schizophrenia. Bipolar disorder can be misdiagnosed as borderline personality disorder. These other illnesses and misdiagnosis can make it hard to treat bipolar disorders. For example, the antidepressants used to treat OCD and stimulants used to treat ADHD may worsen symptoms of bipolar disorder and may even trigger a manic episode. If you have more than one condition called co-occurring disorders, be sure to get a treatment plan that works for you. And this was reviewed August 2017. Oh, kiddo. I got my little handy dandy. And so, since Jennifer has not gotten on, darn, she's my political buddy that I like talking about stuff with. Has been since we started college at Rose State. But, okay. So, if we wanted to do something, See, go back to the one thing and see where it said. Okay, I don't know if there is already. Okay, I don't know if this is done presently. I don't know if there is a group that does this for bipolar disorders or another. And I know Jennifer gave me the group that I believe meets here in Oklahoma. But like intro, because you have to do an intro for legislation or drafting for whether it be a resolution or legislation, you have to do introduction. And I wrote legislation for like 1 year to have TBI Raiders week. Then like do some other stuff. So what if we did, go back to the website. Brain's not thinking. Because it said something about how easily it is to get misdiagnosed. Misdiagnosed. That better be Jen that messaged me. Oh no. I was on a fitness class I joined. Okay. Treatments. Until I can talk to my friend from college, Jennifer, I'm just going to put Education Week. Just title it Education Week. Introduction. Educate. Or make others more aware and I'll clean it up later. But this is just general thought process of the 4 types of bipolar disorder, which are bipolar 1 disorder, bipolar 2 disorder, one I cannot pronounce, and this, instead of this just being a one-time thing, this could be like a yearly thing. And I have no clue which week to put it. So that is just kind of a rough draft of what I did. Here, I'll even type it so I can. So if anybody wants to, well, once I get it cleaned up, I'll put everything together. So that is how I go through my the thought process when I'm initially going through and coming up with legislation and looking for how I draft stuff and want to do an introduction and want to come up with everything. And I will, as I start building it up, I will do it in another one in the next Friday and everything. So hopefully I can get Jennifer on in another video. So another Friday video. So I'll try to get that scheduled or somebody from NAMI or um, one of the bipolar support groups. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bye.